All right, well, we're back live at CES
Yes, we
with
are.
with all things 3D for our last segment of the day. It's Thursday, January 8th, 2015. Tell us what's going on the floor, Mike.
I'm exhausted. Well, it looks like I'm in more of the audio area. I'm hoping that I'll find occipital towards the back. It's kind of like Where's Waldo here, you know? There's just way too much crap. No wonder this thing lasts 4 days. But man, it just goes on and on. In fact, I spared our audience the 30,000, uh, which probably goes on and on and as well. I did video. Actually, I took some offline video, so you can take a look at that later. I'll put that up there. But yeah, here we are. So, can you see this, Chris?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm hoping that I remember where they're at. So they supposedly have a special type of booth where they're showing off the new VR, what would you call it, sensory. So I'm pretty excited to go look and see where that's at. Okay. Well, I've got a sign up there that says 21,000, I don't think, and then 20,008. So I'm going to probably have to look at my email again. So I'll just kind of drop. I'll just hang out right there. No, just kidding. So are we still? Can you still see me, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still moving. Okay, so let me drop my stick a little bit. Let me check my email. So hopefully I don't lose you. If not, I'll join you again. All right, so give me a moment. That's interesting. My email has been substituted for you. All right, well, okay, well, let me drop out and I'll come right back.
So while we're waiting for Mike to come back in here, looks like he's in the third and final hall that he's going to be visiting for today. Interesting article I just saw pop up is Nike plans to launch Back to the Future shoes in 2015 with some futuristic laces and all. Here, let's take a screenshot of this. We'll just take a look at this while we're waiting for Mike to chime back in here. So these look pretty futuristic-y. I don't know who the heck is going to wear these, but, you know, I guess Nike knows who people are or who's going to buy shoes better than I do. So real interesting. I just thought I'd share that. Yeah, so I think we're just waiting for Mike to come back in and tell us what he's finding on the floor of CES. It's a real busy show going on in Las Vegas right now. So trying to see if I could find anything from the news article, seeing if I can find anything else that we haven't already covered, because we've already covered a lot. We visited Ultimaker, See Me CNC. Mike even went and met when we were off air with the Lulzbot crew, which I've been running my Taz printer and having one heck of a time, one great time with my Lulzbot Taz 4. So I don't know, maybe we could talk about what I'm printing today. Today I am, I've been printing an NES case for my Raspberry Pi Plus, my B Plus. So pretty fun. I'll let you take a look at it here. You go onto Thingiverse and just type in NES Pi, it'll come up. So here, let me just share that. So here it looks like one came up. That looks like a remake of pretty much what I'm printing. So it's a little case that's kind of like for your It's for your Raspberry Pi. But there's actually one for here we go, NES IB Plus. Find the one that I'm actually printing. There we go. It's called Baby NES. So this is it here. And it has a cool cover, like classic style NES. Pretty fun. It's 3 pieces. I'm printing it out right now. So I'm printing the top in like an ivory white and the bottom in a gray. And, you know, it's for the Raspberry Pi Model B Plus, $35, Amazon Prime. So, yeah, so this is going to drive my Rostock Max, and hopefully coming soon, my little RP. My little RP is already here, and I've been playing with it, but hopefully coming soon will be some software to drive the little RP with a Raspberry Pi. So pretty interesting. Looking forward to seeing if that's actually going to pan out or not. But either way, right now I have a dedicated desktop computer to it, which, you know, seems like overkill to me. You know, the expense of having a computer, whole workstation dedicated to, you know, the machine. So either you need to have the machine nearby or you have to have a dedicated computer for it. So I didn't have a place really around my desk that I could put the little RP, because it's kind of, you have chemicals you're dealing with. So I kind of wanted to have it in another room and in an area that's kind of contained. So I needed to have a dedicated desktop machine for it. So Brad tells me that there's actually some, Brad, the creator, Brad Hill, you might go back a few weeks in our podcast and see our setup videos. We actually had him in studio and set the thing up and kind of walk you through how to set up your little RP, or if you're getting into DLP SLA printing. It's kind of a nice primer video. So, but he tells me that there's some software on the way. There's actually a couple different people working on it, so that allows you to kind of crunch the files on one computer and then send them over to a Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi will actually drive the little RP, and, you know, make you parts. So pretty fun. Looking forward to that. So I wanted to make a cool little case for it, so I made that little baby NES. So if anybody out there is interested, you can head on over to Thingiverse and check out Baby NES. It's a Raspberry Pi NES retro case. Pretty fun. Can't wait to pull mine out of the oven in a few minutes here. So it doesn't look like Mike's going to be back in this podcast. It looks like he's having some technical issues. I know there's probably every nerd and their mother wants to get on the internet in that hallway. And I know he has a dedicated card, but there's still probably a limited amount of bandwidth, and so we're all sharing it. And so, you know, he's having a little tough time getting into the Hangout. But if he does chime back in, we'll start another Hangout, and we will definitely be covering CES live tomorrow, at some point tomorrow. And so we will check in back with you at some point tomorrow. All right. See you tomorrow on All Things 3D.